All right. Should be all live now. For those that were watching the stream on Wednesday, you should know that I just hadn't planned on going live to talk Daytona this weekend. Obviously, my hair's a wreck. Haven't shaved in days. I've been preparing to. Everything behind me isn't going until I'm moving in, but everything else in my apartment, I'm already packing up and getting ready to move into the new house and stuff. And obviously, it's Daytona week, which is my um, you know race for the entire year. And originally, as I said, I wasn't going to go live. I wasn't going to do any of that stuff. Let me go ahead and move this here. But that did just change because which everybody wins. We've all been here a long time, right? And everybody's had major wins, major losses, but I finally took down a UFC contest, okay? I have been trying to take a UFC contest. Now, obviously, I tied. I know I tied shit my money and some other guys and stuff with a one, two, three, four, five, six, with a six-person train, and the optimal wasn't played either. I believe it was, according to sheets, it was Iran over Sterling and stuff. But this one I'm thrilled about. Like from an achievement goal, I don't count WNBA because that one I play casually here and there, and I really don't play golf. But UFC was the last sport that I pretty much play that I hadn't won yet. So the fact that I finally won a contest and everything, I've won NFL contests, I've won NBA those are the big ones that I give a shit about. Obviously, all the esports stuff. Finally took down the UFC. I'm thrilled, and obviously this changes the day because I mean, first off, we can look at yesterday and how we went there, and we almost which one is it? Almost had it. Finished 15th yesterday in the main GP for Xfinity and stuff too. I had already budgeted, like 1,500 for Daytona, right? Like that was already in the plan. If everybody knows where I'm at, and I'm sorry, I don't do victory laps a lot, but I'm fucking thrilled. I got the UFC takedown mainly because that does a bunch of things in my life. I had promised my partner that the next contest I have, I'd buy the ring so I can. I already called him. I was like, well, we're getting married. Like, we're gonna buy the ring. We're gonna propose, do all that stuff. That's another reason why I'm so happy. But I had already planned out, and I was still gonna fill out the 8 and stuff here. But as soon as this pays out, I'm gonna max out the 20 for Daytona. So originally, I had planned to, you know, move stuff to the house today. I've already said, like, look, I'm hand building for the fucking Cup Series contest and stuff. So we're gonna focus on that. Um, Honestly, big shout out. I mean, we can even go through if you guys haven't seen the new website and everything. We're gonna talk about it here. I haven't made any lineups for NASCAR yet, so we're not giving anything away there. Obviously, new web page, amazing. This site runs fast. If you guys are looking to join us, you can use code. Give me uno momento por favor. If you use code, I'll put this in the chat here. If you use code NFL25, you do get, if I'm not mistaken here, give me a second, to get 33% off your first month of any of the monthly packages, the core, ultimate package, whatever package you guys want to get with us. I did, as stated. Now, even yesterday, like look at all the stuff I'm playing, every day. Esports, Xfinity and stuff like that. I will say, regarding Xfinity, this was the first time I had really messed around and look at all the stuff that I had to do to even get lineups that I would play. I mean, this just out of curiosity. I played 26 lines yesterday. I handmade 26. Played 124 in the mini max just because I just wanted to see if SaberSim could actually build the way I wanted it to, and it still really couldn't. I had to like do just a ton of shit to get it to build for me. So I don't believe that's for me. But as stated, I use SaberSim for everything. Um, The portfolio manager has been amazing, and last week as well, I finished very well in the UFC stuff as well. I just didn't play as heavy, obviously, because I didn't because this one was like midnight. I love esports because it starts at midnight. I can just wake up and see how stuff happens. But the portfolio manager that they have is fantastic. I mean, as you can see, I used Sheets' projections. I use Sheets' ownership, which you get through us. I mean, of course, I got um, everything here. But anyway, let's get ahead and look at the Daytona stuff. So we have 10 hours. It takes it just me speaking out loud. It took me about 3 hours to do my lineups yesterday to make 26. So uh that's why I was like, okay, I got 10 hours. Fuck it, we're gonna 150 max the fucking 20. Um if it pays out in time, which I can't imagine UFC is not gonna pay out within like a couple hours. And if it doesn't, whatever, I'll just stick with 20. But let's go ahead and look at this grid here. Obviously, my projection's already up on uh the site and everything here. What we mainly need to probably look at from a build perspective, with yet again, I have tons of videos on this. I mean, I love the plate races and stuff too. Really, the only thing I care about is what the average running position is going to be for these people, and not even like the statistic where they're at, where people are going to be playing. If trying to figure out what people's agenda are. I mentioned on the Wednesday show that Cody Ware had been racing more and more aggressive, which is a negative towards why he's such a good play always. At Talladega, we saw Anthony Alfredo and Cody Ware, run up front more so than they had been in the past. That is the concern, right? I'm just getting that out of the way because typically I run like a heavy amount of Cody Ware. So I'm a bit wary on playing, as much Cody Ware as normal. With everything going on with the team, with how just aggressive he's been with that stupid ass fortune cookie. Jeez, fucking Louise, man. I don't want fortunes in my life. Get that shit out of here. Like now, Cody has like some fucking idiotic confidence, and he's gonna go run up there and get crashed, right? JJ Yaley ran the whole race pretty much on speed, ended up 2 laps down at Talladega. But Joey Gay's in the 44. I'm not concerned about it. Casey Mears in the 66. I mean, if I don't have anything to believe that obviously it's MBM, but I just don't really see a reason why, just right off the bat, why they wouldn't be able to run the whole race. I mean, obviously we can have overheating or whatever, right? But I'm not really concerned about that at all. Now, yesterday, we can kind of work backwards here. Yesterday, yet again, the way that I do projections here is I project people where they should finish, and I use that to base ownership off of, and then I play the people who aren't going to be owned, right? So obviously, Eric Amarola, Sheldon Creed, Anthony Alfredo, De Benedetto, Justin Haley, Ryan Sieg, these guys carried a ton of ownership. How much ownership do you think I had of these guys? How much do you think I had to the highest guys? None. I didn't play. I played 0 Sheldon Creed, and I played 0 Eric Amarola. Obviously, both these guys got caught up in the last lap crash because that's where they're expected to run, and they get crashed. Now, I'm underweight on Alfredo and De Benedetto to the field. These percentages where I was at when I was making 9, 10, or 9, 15, and 19. You can see the lines that I run and stuff. It's going to be very, very similar today. So without giving away the project, although this one might be a bit more difficult because this is the Cup Series, so it's not as easy to like pinpoint where ownership is going to be at here. Let's see what's going on here. What was I going to say? I just went blank on my point. I don't remember what I was going to say. Oh yeah, pinpoint ownership. Just obviously shotgun in the back of the field, right? We can see that ownership is probably going to center, or not center, but and I think it's going to. I think this one, with where everybody's at, we're going to see it spread out. Your first 2 guys obviously are Reddick and Elliott, right? I would implore you or at least for me. I mean, as I said, I'm gonna fuck like, dude, who gives a shit about Gooden and fucking stuff like that? You telling me I can spend 10 hours building lineups for Daytona? Oh my god, I'm in heaven, right? I'm personally gonna be underweight on Elliott and Reddick. That's where the main ownership in this range should go to. Past that, we should see, you know, and yet again, the amount of ownership isn't. I don't really worry about the number. As stated, I don't really worry about duplication, especially in a contest with 14,000 people. I'm not going to be concerned about it. But the other people who carry ownership, maybe to not this to maybe not to the same degree, are Busher and Stenhouse. So we can just kind of highlight those guys here, and uh, and then after that, we which could be a really great thing, could be a bad thing because once they start getting more and more people up here, you have a chance of them actually finishing one stuff. But I think a lot of the ownership is actually probably going to be centered in the third quarter of this field, because you have Priest, you have Wallace also in the 22nd and 31st positions here, right? So, like, obviously, great plays are like Gillen, Cole Custer, Eric Jones, and Ty Dillon, right? But with that said, I don't really know how much ownership is going to be back here because I mean, maybe Haley with his track history, but I really don't see. If someone back here is owned by an astronomical amount, I'm just going to miss it. But I'm pretty okay with playing everybody outside of these individuals. Now we have played Stenhouse quite a lot because he's been starting in the back of the field, starting last, right? He's going to either win or crash out. But now he's starting 25th. That's a really unnecessary um, risk to really start playing a lot of. As stated in Wednesday in previous videos, and we've increased it over the years. Um, 80% of the field is going to be involved in a wreck or has a chance to be involved in a wreck. Now, whether that takes him out or just gives him damage, that just whatever's going to happen is going to happen. But if 80% of the field is going to be involved in a wreck, have contact with another car at some point during a yellow flag condition, okay, why play somebody that has ownership in the 40s? Why play somebody who has ownership, who's going to be centered around or who's going to be, um, being playing or not playing? Why play somebody who's going to carry a lot of ownership and somebody, especially like with Stenhouse starting 25th, who doesn't have that safety net of starting last? Another race when he starts 37th, and if he wrecks out or whatever, he's not losing anything. Here, very similar to I say Cole Custer. I kept saying Cole Custer yesterday. Creed, very similar to Creed and Almirola, and in just other races and stuff. I mean, this is an unnecessary amount of risk because Stenhouse is going to be up front all day, right? when we when you look at people who are going to be up front all day, usually what I look at it once, I make my projections and everything, we kind of work backwards, and then I have my stuff showing me what the projected finishes are. When I looked at that, or when I did it yesterday, because obviously we haven't well, I edited it earlier today. I did this last night. I mean, this is the running order that I'm pretty much going to be working off of. Obviously, you have all the bad guys in the back of the field, and then you have, as stated, this is why, Busher, Stenhouse, I think Elliott somewhere. Yeah, Elliott, Reddick. I mean, that's why these guys are so, you just don't really want to be on them as much since they have a high likelihood of running up front. Now, yet again, if it goes green, they're going to win. Okay. I only build, my stuff only works if they crash, right? So if they don't crash, who's going to compete to be optimal today? It's going to be Busher, Stenhouse, Reddick, Chase Elliott. That's why we just fade the chalk and stuff in these plate races, and then just hope they wreck. That's literally the secret. I've been like here for 5 years, just saying stack in the back and pray the guys who are high owned wreck out. Like that's literally what I do. But like I said, I figured I'd go live since at this point. I'm gonna spend the 3 grand, max in the 20. Um, so I was like, fuck it, might as well go live. My only thing is gonna be to figure out if I want to 150 the 5 too, with the same lineups and stuff. Um, but yeah, my day just got a whole lot busier, and I figured I'd come on. I'll see what you guys. I figured I'd start the stream and start yapping and stuff, and then also promote True DFS, with everything that we're offering right now, on our website. Let's see. You're playing 10 lines. Should I hand build or let's? I would always for NASCAR. And yet again, this is just everything. I hand build for NASCAR for every race. That's just me. Um, you know, but I like no lie, those 26 lines yesterday took me like 3.5 hours to build. Like as soon as Q was over and I made the projections or whatever, like I literally just sat there and made lineups all the entire time. So that's just how I am. So that's what I would do. Thank you, Urez. Thank you, Miami High Life. I do appreciate it. It is Crash Tona time. What seems a long SIGs again, Chief? Gonna rip one from the last round. It is the magenta 120s. For those of you that weren't here on Wednesday, I was smoking a cigarette on there, and I went on a whole talk because yeah, I smoke the slim cigarettes not because I prefer that. I just get them for free from my soon to be mother-in-law. If I didn't have this in the way, I'd go up and grab the pack and show you. But that's what they are. Any max exposures? How underweight do you think you'll be on the chalk? I have. I'm gonna be honest, Miami. My train of thought, since I'm gonna hand build, and I normally do the 20, 25, 30 or whatever. I'm yet again, because I build my own lines and stuff. I'm only really gonna give a shit about my exposure on like the first 30 lineups. And my first 30 that I build, I'm probably gonna have 0 Elliott and probably 0 Reddick. After that, I will no lie be 3 hours into the process, and I will have no like, I mean, I'm gonna track, my exposure the same way, but just answering honestly, I have no clue how underweight I'm gonna be at the end of, building for 8 hours. And yet again, you don't have to hand build for a 150. Like, that's ridiculous. Most people don't spend that long build. Like, that's ridiculous. I'm just here because, I just took down the UFC contest, and I'm like, I can't think of a better way to spend Saturday than spending 8 hours hand building. So I have no idea how underweight I'm going to be. I know I will be. I have no clue what I'll be at. I will have Chase Elliott in lines at some point today. Um, but yet again, I'm gonna at least focus on and making sure I at least have like 30 or 40 lineups specifically hand built for the way that I want to. And then after that, like I'm just gonna let Jesus fucking take the wheel. At that point, I'm gonna be sleep deprived. I only slept like 3 hours yet last night. I got up at like 4. I got up at 5 Friday. Um, and every like I like I think the only reason I'm awake right now is because of what happened. So I have no clue. I wish I could be assistance if you're running 20. I guess I'll look at things in like a 20 max for you, Miami. For I think it's worth it 20 just full fading Elliott and maybe having Reddick at like 25% ownership. But other than that, like I don't even know what I'm gonna have Casey Mears, Gase, Cody Ware Hill. Like I'm just gonna kind of figure that out as I go along today. I don't know, but I'm hella excited now, right? Daytona, man, stack from the back. If you guys do want more details or going into detail or of how I do stuff and everything like that, uh I do have this playlist on my channel of the Superspeedway masterclass and stuff where I go over. I mean, I have I have no idea how many hours and hours and stuff this is. I stopped adding to it at some point. All these were live show contests that we took down. All these are breaking down. Now, yet again, these are old races, but we go through and talk specifically about how we look, especially this one. The fact that this has 176 views is a sin. I still think this is my most important plate race video I've ever made, and nobody watched it. But yeah, I mean, you look at where I mean, you look at the stuff that I did yesterday. I wish Caesar would not have. I mean, he's Caesar, right? Whatever. I can't believe he just fucking threw it in there. Stupid ass crash. Threw it in the grass, went a lap down. If he doesn't go a lap down, we might be having a much better time. But I mean, you're seeing the way I'm building and stuff, right? Like, so I'm gonna build today. Um, yeah, man. I'm fucking thrilled, man. I've been trying to take UFC down forever. It has been years. Oh boy, that feels amazing. Feels great. That's why I posted that video on Twitter. I mean, it's not too often I get that happy anymore in this industry, and just finally having a UFC victory is awesome. What else we got going on here? Any other questions or stuff like that? Do you think anybody in the top 10? No. Yeah. Well, I don't play anybody that far up. I would heavily advise a cutoff is top 12. Don't play anybody in the top 12. Just let them pay the rake, whatever. I don't think anybody. I never want to play anybody in the top 15 personally. Just don't waste your time with that, right? But yet again, I save up for the plate races and stuff, and um, everything like that. Now, yet again, like if this was like Talladega, we can look back at where we were in the spring, right? I got absolutely obliterated. I got crushed. I didn't, we did very well at the second Atlanta race because you played the good guys in the back of Atlanta, but the Talladega spring race, nobody in the back really came through, right? If like yet again, I don't believe. I think I only did 6 lines for this. We talked about it Wednesday, but I played them at the 44 and stuff. I don't think I had any line cast. Excuse me. I mean, you look at how badly these guys finished. Chalk Stenhouse went through, obviously. Um, Elliott started in the back of the field again. So I guess if you have I don't think I brought the ownership up, but very similar. Like Elliott's going to be very highly owned today. I got obliterated. I got fucking obliterated at Talladega and just burned, like $1,100, right? So, if you don't want to be as aggressive as me, or if you're more concerned about not burning that money, you probably want to play more of the chalk guys today, especially if this risk goes green. But yeah, Jason, I would never recommend playing anybody in the top 12. That's just the baseline, and I wouldn't play anybody in the top 15. The only one I would play would be Zane Smith. If you're gonna go insane, you're like cruise. I got a gun in my head. I got to play somebody in the top 15. Who do I play? What do I do? And I'm like, if you're gonna do something that dumb already, play Zane Smith at no ownership, right? At least be unique, Um, that's what I would do. I think that's mainly it. I really don't have anything else to talk about. I just want to hop on and promote the site, promote SaberSim, obviously, and be happy about the UFC stuff. I got a feeling Bush gonna be a lot. I just got a feeling Bush gonna be getting a lot of help. Oh, Kyle Busch. Yeah, I don't play him. Don't play anybody up there, man. Just don't do it. Just fucking my God, don't do it. It's just don't waste your time doing it. But yeah, no, that's thank you, Jason. Yeah, anyway, I really don't have anything else to say. If you're in Discord, I mean, I guess check in with me and see where I'm at, or you can pick my brain or whatever. But other than that, I'm just gonna be goofing around for the next hours building. Anyway, guys, I'll talk to you later. Best of luck. Enjoy the Daytona Crash Fest, hopefully tonight. And yeah, see you guys later. Bye bye. Thank you for being here and watching. And yeah, consider joining TrueDFS. Promo code NFL 2025, 30% off your first month. Anyway, bye bye.